bounce back and get the cheddar cheese.
Welcome, everybody. Midlife Vices, episode 212. We are back. Seems like it's been back again. Seems like it's been forever. Almost 2 months, I think.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
We
beginning
went
of
from
May.
weekly to,
It did.
4 times a year.
As always, I'm Steve. And
We're out of the honeymoon stage.
Is Jim? That's right. That's right. Yeah, we would go from weekly to whenever we happen to get around to it. That's, of course, Jim. What's going on,
Thank
Jim?
goodness this is the family episode.
That's right. And we are the Booster Gold of YouTube shows. I almost forgot that part. The Booster Gold YouTube shows. We are way better than everybody thinks, even if they don't know about us.
It's true. How you been, man?
I've been good. Been real good. Enjoying work. Having a blast. We got the 4th of July weekend coming up, and it's going to be packed up here, so it's going to be busy this weekend.
Good. You get good tips during that?
Yeah, not bad. It pays minimum wage, which in California is $15 an hour. And then after tips, between bad nights and good nights, it averages out to about another $10 an hour for tips. So it's paying pretty good. Like this weekend's going to be way better than that for sure. But yeah, so it's 3 nights a week. I'm on the Thursday to Saturday shift. I'm on the sweet prime shift now. So
yeah, the one that eats up your weekend.
That's right. Not that a weekend mattered, but
yeah.
So yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'm finally slowing down just to pick back up here in the next couple weeks. I was probably the most busy I've ever been for 2 weeks. Well,
Yeah.
Not ever, but in the last 6 or 7 years of my life, I don't think there's too many nights I didn't go to bed before 6:30 p.m. And it happens every once in a while. The perfect storm. We had all kinds of hog loading, and
so you still have those other guys helping you out with the loading?
Yeah, they're going to be helping out with loading. But
does that make a big difference for you or no?
It does. It saves a lot of wear and tear in my body. It gets split between 3 young and able people.
Sure.
So it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And now we got a whole bunch of baby pigs and got to vaccinate all them, and so that keeps me busy. But that's daytime work at least. So
right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, when I talk to you, it's like, okay, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're already at it. So.
Yeah, most of our loadouts happen in the middle of the night like that. Generally about 2 a.m. So I wake up at 1, and so yeah, it's not bad. It's since it's just a couple weeks out of the year, but when it's happening, it's pretty miserable because it just messes up everything, So
yeah, it makes it hard to get family time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to get peaceful sleep or to help my wife with the kids because you're messed up. You're just all messed up throughout the day.
Sure.
So. But, she does great.
Yeah. Nice. Speaking of family time, tonight's topic for our top 10 list is going to be our top 10 family movies. Top 10 family movies, that's what we're going with, and we'll get to that in a little while. It was a pretty fun list to make. Like you mentioned, it was really easy for you. It was kind of easy for me, but I feel like I could have. I mean, you have kids, so what you consider a family movie and what I'm looking back on when I was a kid, something I would judge as a family movie compared to maybe something that came out now without kids. So that's gonna change things up a little bit.
So I'm trying to think how many of these movies on my list my kids have actually seen. and it's surprisingly few because most of these are still meant for little older kids. I stayed away from animated because I didn't want it to be straight cartoons.
Right.
So yeah, most of these my boys are still a little young to watch, but
Right.
but 6, 7, 8 is probably where they can watch all of these. So.
Well, we will get to those in a little bit, but first we have to start out with this.
Best.
And I guess to be the best of the 2 months, what's the best thing you've seen or read, or what have you been reading? What have you been liking?
Okay, so let's see. The best thing I've watched, first off, let's go with that. Ted Lasso finale. Have we
haven't talked since then.
No, we haven't done this. I thought the Ted Lasso finale was fantastic. It was everything I wanted. Except for a couple arcs in that third season that I wasn't crazy about.
Right.
But 95% of it I loved.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What else?
What about Big Door Prize?
Yeah, well, so I finished that book. I enjoyed the book a lot more than I enjoyed this season as a whole.
Right.
There's episodes I really liked of the season, but there's also some that I just thought were really terrible.
Sure.
Or not terrible, just not good.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, yeah, I enjoy that. I'm really curious where they're going with the season 2 because the book is a definitive ending. There is no going. This happens. This is where we're at. So, and then the show, I'm really curious where they're going to end up.
Sure.
What did you think of that?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I like there were episodes that I really enjoyed. There were some episodes I didn't care much for. A couple characters I didn't care much for, but I mean, I can't really say much more than that. It was good. I'm looking forward to season 2, just to see where it goes. I hope they don't go completely off the rails with it.
I can't imagine they're not going to go off the rails with
right.
it. That's the thing. Yeah, and the book is so simple. It's just it's a very simple story, and it seems like the show is going to get really complicated, and I don't know what this machine does, and all these blue dots on people, and no clue what any of that means.
Well, as long as they tie it to the machine from Big,
that would be awesome.
That would be
yeah, if they can tie it into that, that would be would be a good job.
Cool. Been reading anything good?
Oh, there's quite a few of the new number ones over the last couple months I've really liked. I enjoyed Avengers #1. I enjoyed Green Lantern. What else has there been? I've not.
What about Shazam or
Green Arrow? Shazam sitting over there, and I have not read it.
Titans.
Oh, I did enjoy Titans #1 as well.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stop pulling all those and just get them in trades when they come out.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't get into Shazam. I've tried a couple times, and after like 2 pages, I just shut it and I move on. So maybe it's just not a book for me. But
what about that new book, the crossover one with Transformers and G.I. Joe?
Oh, Void Rivals.
There you go.
Yes, I enjoyed that too, even though that's not. There's a spoiler for Void Rivals. There's 1 page with the Transformer, and that's it. It's not like they do anything in this story, so he sets up this whole West Side Story type situation, a Romeo and Juliet thing going on with these other characters. And I like it. I'm really looking forward. I am going to continue reading that because I'm really interested in this combined universe of G.I. Joe and Transformers. So
sure.
So I'm going to keep going with that. And it's Robert Kirkman, and he, I
Sure.
and I don't ever finish anything he writes. So
Right.
I might as well keep going with this one, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Speaking of spoilers, that reminds me, we should say hi to Jason. What's going on, Jason?
Hello,
Been a
Jason.
while. Yeah, been a while. So a little shout out to our viewer.
Mom, we're back.
Oh yeah, Jim's mom. Hi, Jim's mom. Cool. So yeah, man, for me, I haven't read a single book since the last time we did a show. I've got a stack of Spider-Man and all those new number ones you talked about. I'm just so not in the reading zone at the moment. Maybe once winter comes around or fall, or when I can't be outside doing stuff every day and business, or whatever I'm doing. But right now, I just can't get motivated to do it. So I've taken a break from that.
I'm the exact same way, because normally when I read, it's in the morning when I first wake up.
Right.
And now I'm either working out or I'm in the garden.
Yeah.
So.
That's it. I mean, I get up at like 4:30. I have a cup of coffee, and then I do my workout, and then we go for a walk, and then I get back and I'm out mowing or cleaning the garage or whatever's happening before I have to go into work. So, which means drinking, since I'm working 3 to 7 or 3 to 8. I mean, it's really minimal hours. We close early. It's just a American Legion bar in a local small town, so we're not open until 2 o'clock in the morning. But I have to get my drinking in at like 11:30 or noon or something before I go to work.
It's tough, isn't it?
It is.
I know. Remember when you were when I would send you pics of me drinking a beer at 2:30 in the morning? You'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. So, but my best of the week or the month or whatever it's been, I watched the first episode of Secret Invasion on Disney Plus. Really liked it.
Oh, good.
I like where it's going. It feels different than a lot of the other Marvel stuff. A little bit in the tone.
Mm-hmm.
A little more serious, maybe. I don't know if that's intentional or just because that's the story, the way the story is. But I do like it a lot. And then we just started watching Newhart on Amazon Prime. Oh man, it's so funny.
Yeah,
it is so good.
When Larry, Darryl, and Daryl, their first appearance, I forgot how great that was.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's such a good TV show, and then we're on the final season of How I Met Your Mother, which, as you mentioned, it's not the greatest season.
No.
I mean, there's some funny stuff, but it how. You never finished watching Community, did you?
No.
But I told you Community just kind of went off the rails and just said, screw it, we're just going overboard with everything. Well, that's where How I Met Your Mother is.
Yeah, they jumped the shark. Yeah.
I am not in the whole Barney Robin thing just doesn't work for me. It never did. I don't like that at all. It makes no sense to me.
See, I don't think I had a problem with that. No, it's been a long time since I've watched it, and I don't know if I've seen every episode of the final season.
Right.
Because I knew how it ended. I mean, my wife saw it before me, and
right.
I think I was in Alaska, and she told me, and so I was just like, okay, yeah, I don't really want to spend my time watching this show now.
Yeah.
But they do some. Have you watched the rhyming episode?
No.
The whole episode rhymes. I enjoy that just because it's extremely creative. I like stuff like that. The Drew Carey show used to do stuff like that.
Right, they do musicals.
I do enjoy that.
Yeah. So there's that. Like I said, I haven't read anything. Movies. Have I watched any movies? We watched. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, I can't even remember. What was the last superhero movie before The Flash that came out? We went and watched one in the theater, and I can't even remember what it was.
Ant-Man, Quantumania?
Oh, yeah, Quantumania. I don't think... Have I been on here since then? Yeah, we talked about that, so we don't need to go back.
I don't remember if we did.
We did. That was right before we
went
on our summer break, so... Yeah, so that is our or my anyway best of the week.
I did go see. I did watch Top Gun Maverick, which I've talked to you, which I like a lot more than the original. We have different opinions here, which is interesting to me. Yeah, I really enjoyed Top Gun Maverick.
There were aspects of it I liked better. I think I told you I liked the mission part better, but I didn't really care for the story part better. I like the original storyline better, but I like the mission part better in this. So,
what was the story of the original movie?
Well, it was just him overcoming it's Tom Cruise in every movie, overcoming his father's shadow, right? So that was the storyline.
Jerry Maguire. No, I like that movie.
Yeah, so.
I like Tom Cruise movies for the most part.
Oh, I do too. No, absolutely. They're just all very similar. Like at least until recently, that's what the Firm. His dad was a lawyer. Risky Business. He was breaking. It's always been him getting out of the shadow of his father. A Few Good Men. All of them. So,
Cocktail.
But that's cool. Yeah. I don't know. Was his dad a bartender?
I don't think so.
No. I don't. I got to watch that again. I don't remember that at all either.
Yeah, I just remember it being very depressing.
Yeah.
For a late night bar movie, and I was like,
right.
It was like suicide and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Up next we have.
Oh yes! Wow.
You show me yours, and I'll show you mine. Do you have anything?
I do.
All right.
And I'm showing the one thing that our one viewer, besides my mom, already has, which is, So I started doing those Conquer challenges for the Shire.
Right.
And I finished it, and I got my medal.
That is. Oh, hold on, I got to zoom back in on that. That's too cool. Hold on. There we go.
And on this side, there is a envelope.
Nice.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. I have to use something to get it out because I do not have tiny fingers. I may not be able to get it out. Let me. So it opens, and of course, there's a ring in it.
That is awesome.
My boys love this. I can't believe it's still in here because I hang it up in here, and I don't think they found it yet. So
nice.
But yeah, it's
So that's way better than the Weight Watchers. So Weight Watchers, every certain amount of pounds, you get a little tiny pin. So that definitely outdoes the whole Weight Watchers thing, I gotta say.
And so I talk to people about this, and then they ask me about it, and I tell them how much it is, and it's $54 to do this virtual walk through the Shire. Well, through the Shire, and then I'm doing the next one.
Right.
And then you said something while we were texting about, well, I don't want to pay to do something that I'm already doing.
Right.
And I kind of agree with that. That was kind of my theory going in. I was just wanting to see, was it worth it? But sure. I cannot tell you how I'm a pretty motivated person when it comes to fitness anyway. Right. But I wasn't doing my normal stuff and then also walking 10 miles. And this is what this is doing to me. This is like I want to finish these. And so the next one, you had two choices. You can do what they recommend for cycling, which was 680 miles, or the walking, which was 90 miles. Well, I'm doing the walking, but I went for the 680 miles one because, why not?
Right, because 90 miles would be like a week and a half. So
yeah, I would be done in 10 days at the rate I'm going now. No, this can't possibly keep up. But I walk 10 miles a day just because I want to get to the next place on the map.
Yeah. So no, I agree with the whole motivation thing. I mean, I have my wife motivating me to do mine, so that because we do it together, but she is big on the whole motivation thing. I mean, with the fitness trackers, counting her steps, reaching that goal, having that carrot to chase, that's really a motivator for her too. So I completely get it. If I was struggling to find the motivation to do it, I would definitely definitely go for it. And now that I see that medal there, that looks really cool. That's enticing.
I tell you what, it's nicer than what I thought it was going to be. And I saw,
Yeah.
I saw Jason's when he showed us when he finished
Right.
it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, I'm going to try it. Just for one, it started off with the bonding thing with the dog. Me and the dog are going to do this. And for the second one, I'm not going to make the dog be with me the whole time because it's really hot, and he gets a little bored when he has to wait inside the barn offices. So I was like, and I'm converting jumping rope.
Right.
I said that.
Sure.
So, it's it's fun for me. It gives me something that
Absolutely. That's cool. That's cool. That's really cool. Well, mine is I pre-ordered this like I don't know, it must have been last February or March. It is the Last Ronin in a pop can. It's a vinyl figure. I have yet to open this. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to open it.
Is it actually a pop?
There's not. No, it says the figure is inside.
Oh, the figures. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I don't know if I'd open that.
Yeah, I know it's cool, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
And there's different. You're looking for there's rarer figures inside that you could possibly get and that sort of thing. So.
Oh, so actually, by opening it, you can only devalue it.
Right, because it says find the chase. So you're looking for the specific. I haven't looked at pictures of what the different ones actually are, but it's limited to 20,000, which that's quite a few. But
not when you consider how many people are in the world.
There are a lot of people. I mean, there's like probably 3 times that. So that's like
60,000 people. Oh, I miss doing this.
So yeah, I don't want to open it. I may at some point, just because the curiosity is going to get me. But it's again, you watch Big Bang Theory. It's Schrodinger's cat, right?
Yes.
So leave it at
it's dead though. If you open that,
it is.
I mean, dead. The cat's dead too. We know it is.
That's right. It's been in the box for a long time. Yeah, nice. Breaking news. So apparently there was a superhero movie that came out last week. And I guess the news is that it didn't do that great at the box office, which is very important to a lot of people.
I know.
It has brought tears and it has brought disappointment that movies that never were going to happen in the first place are not now happening anyway, that people have lost they never had.
It's made some people feel like they knew what they were talking about, and other people feel like they didn't know what they were talking about.
Right.
Because, box office success is how you prove what you know.
I can only like it if it's successful. Like, that validates me. So, yeah. It's almost enough to make you want to leave Twitter, like that kind of stuff, to just annoy you to no point. Yeah. So, anyway, that is the breaking news. You got any breaking news?
Boy, that was quick, like a flash.
I know. That was in a flash. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I'm looking forward to seeing it, really.
I am too. I'll add to those box office numbers. But I'll go on a Tuesday matinee, so it's only going to be like $4. So
yeah, same here. I'm looking forward
to
what
box office stuff, I think, especially for movies like that, you're at the end of a saga, I guess, and it's not going anywhere past this for that storyline. So I think that turns off a lot of people. Plus, it's fatigue. I mean, we're getting to a lull in the movies for now, I think. So.
Well, so I probably said this 10 years ago. Superhero movies, it's not going to be cool forever.
No.
The whole "you're a nerd, you read comic books" thing, it's going to come back.
Yes.
We got very lucky to be in a period of time that lasted that long with it. So
absolutely.
So it's going to end. It's not going to be cool. I mean, we're still all be here watching it.
Right.
But,
Absolutely.
I still haven't met anyone in my day-to-day life that, well, and he just moved. So the one person I knew that read comics and did that is no longer here. So,
right.
It's
no, there's nobody where I live. I mean, that kind of probably gets rid of my motivation a little bit too, is not having that shared experience with it. But yeah, there's I don't know anybody. Nobody in my family, none of my friends, none of the local people that I know are even remotely interested in it. So
yeah, I think we were very lucky to have it be cool for as long as it was.
yes.
Yeah.
Which it still is. It's not. I mean, it's going to be another 4, 5, 6 years where it's going to there will be highs and lows. I think.
Yeah.
With it, there's going to be movies that are going to come out that are going to make a fortune, but I think we're at the point now where it has to be the big characters. I mean, it has to be Batman or Spider-Man. It has to be those. Fantastic Four will probably do real well when it comes out, but it has to be those main staples of the comics.
Yeah, I
think Blue Beetle's going to struggle, unfortunately.
What's that?
I think Blue Beetle will struggle when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that, actually.
Oh, I am too. I'm really looking forward to it. So, yeah. I mean, a lot of people didn't even know that Secret Invasion had come out.
Yeah,
and
I was actually surprised when I looked on Disney Plus and it was there. It's like, oh,
that's how much.
I have to watch this sometime.
I mean, 5 years ago, everybody would have been talking about it. So, yeah.
Yep.
That is the breaking news.
You have a mail message.
We've got mail.
Not so much a mail message, but there was a tweet today. So this discussion was about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, doing it fried. And somebody on Twitter said that, there's not enough time in the day to heat up the skillet. I just wanted to point out that you could heat up the skillet while you're making the peanut butter sandwich. Like, heating up a skillet takes like 30 seconds, 45 seconds tops.
I heat up a skillet every morning. It's
right.
So I didn't even know if you saw that. For someone that left Twitter, you sure are there a lot.
I commented on it, and I went back and looked at it. And then Jeff was like, did you see the whole conversation about, was that Grabs responding to himself, arguing with himself, or was that
apparently not? I did not see that.
Yeah. And then Chris Evans said, yeah, it would be greater. It would be a lot better if that was actually Grabs arguing with himself about it or disagreeing with himself.
I'm going to start doing that now.
Oh, yeah. So that was fun. They are great. And like I said, with the cinnamon and sugar on the outside, they're fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Well, yeah, you put cinnamon and sugar on anything, it's pretty good.
It is. Also good, and I mentioned to you today, I made a White Russian. I used the Mr. Black coffee liqueur, which is a little, not as sweet as Kahlua.
Mm-hmm.
And I mixed it with the vodka. I actually used a vanilla vodka. And then I heavy cream, and I mixed that with like a 1/4 ounce of Bailey's and shook it up and got it real whipped and poured that on top. And oh man, it was delicious. It was so good.
Nice.
It was. It had the real good coffee flavor, and the sweetness came from the Bailey's with the cream flavor, and it was It was great.
We're currently out of heavy whipping cream, so I have been successful in avoiding drinking the last couple of days.
Oh man. This was a Manhattan I just finished off here a minute ago. That was pretty good.
I'm just drinking water.
Well, now I'm down to the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Strawberry. Strawberries and cream. So I've downgraded just a little bit.
We're supposed to be buying some diet soda this
Are
week.
you?
So.
Yeah. All right. Where does that take us next? It's been a while. Well, that's going to take us to our list already.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Better do one.
Oh, we're 30 minutes in, so we're there.
Oh.
And we are looking at a Top 10 list of family movies. Top 10 list of family movies. And we will start with number.
Charge.
Number 10.
All right. I'm starting, right?
Yes, you are.
My number 10 is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
So close to having that one. Oh, man.
Yeah. So this was the first book I ever read my daughter and the first movie I ever took her to see in the theater.
Nice.
So, and it might have been the first book I remember reading.
Yeah.
And
possibly.
it's the only book of the series I remember reading.
Right.
I've tried the other ones and just haven't got into them, but this book is fantastic. It's the movie's really good. The boys have watched this movie, and
It's fun.
Yeah, my oldest liked it. My youngest could have cared less, but yeah, good movie.
It is
For the entire family.
All right. My number 10. Oh, wait. That's Janice's list.
Yeah.
So what I did for this list is family movies to me are something that both kids and adults can watch. And mostly for kids, kids love stuff that has either animals or just crazy, silly stuff going on that they can have fun with. And so, or just other kids in the movies as well that they can kind of relate to a little bit. My number 10 is The Goonies.
This would have made my list if I remembered more of it. And I just watched this as an adult for the first time. So
Right. Yeah, it's good. I mean, they're in their, I don't know how old the actors actually are, but I think they're in their early teens when they go on that.
I don't even know if they're in their teens, are they?
No, maybe 10-ish, 11,
Yeah,
maybe.
10-ish.
Yeah. But there's stuff that kids are going to, Chunk is great. The silly stuff that they're doing is great. Plus, there's the other thing is with the family movies is there's stuff in it for adults as well that kids aren't going to get that adults kind of catch on to. So yeah, definitely. Goonies is my number 10.
Good movie.
It is.
I have to watch it. Number 9 is, for me, is one of the 2 movies in this franchise I've seen of 10 movies or 9 movies. It's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Also on my list.
Not the Philosopher's Stone.
Same thing.
Is it really?
That was that's the title of the book and the movie in England. They changed it to Sorcerer's Stone in the States because they thought saying philosophers in the title in the States would detract people from watching it because it sounds too philosophical.
I almost revolted. I just saw it on the screen for 10 seconds.
Yeah. So, yes. So that's also on my list. I'll go ahead and make it my number 9 as well. I mean, I don't really have an order for these. So, yeah.
So my original plan was I was going to put these in order of if I would show my kids these movies. And
right.
My oldest son, we've tried to watch this movie. They haven't made it through it yet.
I'm real curious about the reboot series.
The TV series?
Yeah.
I am too. I'm actually.
But you said your oldest watched this though and enjoyed what he saw of it, right? Like he was kind of into it pretty well.
Into the movie?
Yeah.
Not really. I think it's still.
Oh no! You were talking about Lord of the Rings. That's right. You were talking about Fellowship.
Yeah. No, he made the whole first movie of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He made it through that entire movie. It took us a couple nights because it's long,
Right.
but yeah, I find that odd now thinking about that he made it through Lord of the Rings and not through Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe hobbits are fun.
They are
Magic kids. Maybe what? Maybe this might be a little. I don't say scary, but just the pace is a whole lot different. There's not the cuteness to it.
There's a huge battle, which they seem to be all for.
Yeah.
My boys are boys through and through.
Yeah.
Maybe they just really like potatoes.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I agree that that's definitely on my list as well. I think the third one is probably my favorite, Prisoner of
Absolutely.
Azkaban. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you about it. It's just called Prisoner of Azkaban is the
Okay.
title. It's probably my favorite of the series, but I think overall as a family series, it's really good. I think there's a lot in it for everybody. Maybe 4 or 5 years old is too young. Six might be too young,
Yeah,
but
I think it gets
once you
dark
hit
in
eight,
about
nine,
15.
10 years old, I think it's going to be right in the wheelhouse for it. So, um, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
So I will join you at number 9 with Harry Potter. None of the specific movies, but just overall. Of course, that would be specific for you because you haven't seen past there. So,
Well, I've seen the second one too.
okay. Number 8.
Number 8, I'm going with the Steve Carell movie, Evan Almighty.
Oh,
Evan
oh,
Almighty.
that's a good one.
Yeah, we enjoyed this quite a bit. We actually tried to have a family movie night when we had a detached garage. Uh, we were going to put on the projector and watch it. Things didn't pan out that night, but
Right.
yeah, I find it funny enough to where I enjoy it, and it's silly enough for the kids, and there's all kinds of animals, so they like that. Uh, they have seen this movie. I don't think they've made it all the way through it. Uh, they're just now getting out of that animated stage, so
Right.
so
Yeah, the
yeah,
Evan Almighty's probably doesn't have as many adult references as Bruce Almighty does it. I mean, it's
no,
you know,
it
definitely more kid friendly.
yeah, it's definitely PG. It's
Yeah.
not Bruce Almighty's PG-13.
Right.
Funny, but
Yeah. Gotcha.
so yeah,
For sure.
Evan Almighty. Michael Scott builds an ark.
That's right. He does.
Scott's tots.
Scott's Tots. Oh man, this show just gets better every time I watch it. And my wife loves it more every time I watch it too.
What, The Office?
Yes,
I told you.
every time.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. All right, my number 8 is the only comic book movie that made my list, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that it's a very fun movie. I think Rocket being there's some adult stuff to it, but I think the characters are silly enough that you have the cuteness of Rocket, you have Groot, you have the different colored beans and stuff like the blue and the green and the
Mhm.
everybody that it's enticing to kids as well. So my number 8 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
I just don't know at what age I would actually show my boys that movie because there's a lot of there is some obscenities in it that so yeah I just
Yeah, there are.
yeah and they're pretty small. I'm not sitting here like
Right.
saying they're crazy or nothing. It's just I probably 11 or 12 9
Yeah.
9 10 11 is where I would introduce them to that kind of stuff, so
Sure.
when I will introduce them to minor obscenities.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll. Yeah,
They're
they'll
here
have been
before that.
exposed by then. I'm sure.
Yeah, I know that too. But
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
My number 7 is a movie that made my list just today because I just happened to think of it. It's The Neverending Story.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Now, there are scary parts. I mean, I remember being young and when you can't have any fear and they go to cross the statues and they shoot them, I was like scared to death of that scene for the longest time. But it's a great scene and good movie, entertaining. Anyway,
Great book too.
I've never read the book.
Oh, you should.
Okay.
You should. I mean, it's been years since I read it. I was in school, so it's been well over
I wonder what
35
ages.
years.
I wonder what ages the book's made for.
Well, we read it in elementary school, so 10, 11 maybe.
I might.
If you were to read it with them, it would probably be. I think they even your oldest might like it a little bit at a time.
Okay, I
Yeah.
might have to do that.
I'm noticing a lot of these are stuff that was actually kids' books at the time that were turned into movies that are on these lists.
See, I don't remember ever seeing that book or knowing that was a book. Honestly,
Oh yeah, yeah.
nice.
It was a book about a book. Just fantastic.
It was a movie about a book.
Well, first it was a book about a book.
Wow, this is like an
I
onion.
know. We're
This is like an onion.
It's like a never-ending story. It's crazy.
I'm going to stop talking
Wow.
about it before it ends.
I know. Number 7, Willy Wonka. So, the original one, not the newer one, not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but the original. Again, it's a great book, and the movie is just, you have the creatures, you have some crazy singing going on, you got the different characters, you got the funny stuff happening, a couple scary spots again, as most of these did have back in the day.
Man,
So
that never even crossed my mind.
no, yeah. Again, so my number 7, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Great choice.
I mean, who doesn't love Oompa Loompas? They're fantastic,
And orange.
especially for kids. Yes, they are orange.
Number 6, I have The Wizard of Oz.
There we go. I will join you at number 6 with The Wizard of Oz. Again, a book before a movie.
What?
What?
It's not a video for Dark Side of the Moon?
I think that's been disproven. I think.
Yeah, it takes a lot of finagling. That's a word.
Yeah.
To get it to work right. So, and I've tried way more than I tried other, probably much more important things in my life. So,
yeah, Wizard of Oz. As you well know, it's my wife's favorite movie. Which means I get to watch it every year.
I know she liked it and collected stuff from it.
Fantastic family movie, yes.
But not as good as the musical Wicked.
I've never seen that, and I never will, so I will take your word for it.
That's the musical that opened my eyes to musicals.
Really?
Yeah, I really love Wicked.
Huh. Nice. Did you watch it in the theater, or did you see it on TV? The one they showed on TV?
No, we went to a theater and saw it.
Most everything in the theaters seems, when you're actually there live, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'd really like to see it again.
Yeah.
But then again, I also want to see other stuff before I
Right.
see something I've already seen again.
That's a lie. There's so many shows you haven't watched, yet you rewatch the same stuff over and over. Like you're watching Lost again, but
That's true.
There's still shows you haven't watched. So,
And we're going to start a new show when we get done recording, so we got to hurry up.
what are you going to start?
It's called The Bear.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the reviews on that. It seems to be everybody loves it. So
Yeah, it seems everyone loves it, so we're going
I
to
hate it.
give it a shot.
No.
What's that?
Yeah. So Wizard of Oz, I will agree with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked.
Now that I know we're rushed. Speaking of sidetracked, we're talking about wizards. Well, we went to Lake Tahoe last week for our anniversary.
What part of Move This Along did you get? I'm just joking.
And we went and saw a magician live, and he was awesome.
Who did you see? Who was it?
His name is Alex somebody. Alex Roland or Alex. My dog is barking out there, and it's really annoying me. Yeah, but he was just great. He's been on Penn and Teller and stuff, shows like that. He's been on quite a few times, and he fooled them on their show and stuff like that. So
Fool us.
it was really cool. But
That's
again, that just made me think of it because it was a live show that we went and saw, and shows live are awesome.
So my number 5 is a movie I loved as a kid. Haven't been able to watch it since then. And I kind of want to now. E.T.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
I don't remember, because PG movies in the 80s would not be PG movies now. So
Right.
I'm kind of curious how it translates. I just pulled this one off a list, and I was like, oh, I like that movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Is there swearing and stuff in it? I don't know. So
Is that what that's about? You typed that in there? I saw
yes,
that
I
earlier.
did. No, this wasn't for this movie.
Oh, okay.
That was for Goonies, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
And it really made me laugh. It's like, what was the ending of that? That makes me laugh that you saw that.
Oh.
I would have forgot I put it in there. Is it worth it? Yes.
It's worth
why
it.
don't you go ahead and just introduce your kids to meth? It's bad at first, but it's worth it.
They'll have a great time.
Yeah. It made me laugh. I was like, how can anybody that writes a review judge how any other person wants to raise their kids or deem appropriate for them?
Sure.
Anyway, it just made me laugh. Where are we at?
E.T.
E.T. Oh,
Move
yeah.
this along, Jim.
Drew Barrymore, before puberty.
Which she's still exactly the same now as she was then.
I like Drew Barrymore.
I do too. She's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you watched any more? I'm just throwing the show off the rails now. Have you watched any more Hot Ones?
Oh man. Oh, that should have been my best of the 2 months. Oh no, we watched some good ones. I haven't watched any in about a week since the last time I talked to you. But the Aubrey Plaza one is fantastic. Oh, it's so good.
So Jennifer Lawrence just did it.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw that she did it.
she's kind of crude, you know what I'm saying? But I really like, because she's very much the girl next door,
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed her show. If you're not watching,
My thing with that show is at some point they're all trying to put on an act, but at like step 8, they can't put on an act anymore. They're now themselves.
yes,
And
Melissa McCarthy, her episode was great.
was it?
Yeah, I like when the comedians really make me laugh on that show.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
they're great
for sure. Nice. So
Okay.
that was number 5.
Yeah, you're number 5. Hot Ones.
Okay. What am I going to do here for my number 5? I'm going to go with Ghostbusters.
This suffers from the 1980s PG for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't show this to my kids until they're 10 or 11.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I watched this recently. I didn't think there was a whole lot of scary. I think the adult stuff would kind of go over their head. I think the ghosts are friendly enough. Other than I think part 2 is scarier. I don't think I would show my kids part 2.
Yes,
I think
it's true, Your Honor. This man has no.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, There's, and then, do you remember Dan Aykroyd with the ghost while he's sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a
You
lot.
think the kids would even realize that, like what was going on with that? Does that even register?
I don't know, but that's not really the point, I guess.
No, I got you. No, I understand.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Your list.
Yeah. No, but again, it's 12 and up. That's a great
Sure.
family.
Sure.
There's not a whole lot of there's not much else besides.
Also, a great family movie, Porky's.
Yes. I can knit a sweater. Can't believe you cut that off.
This is a family show. I was editing.
Oh man, this was a good one to come back with. I feel like we're just trying to throw this into the ground. So number 4 for me is it's called School of Life. It was an ABC Family Movie of the Week, but it's a movie now. You could buy it. It stars Ryan Reynolds of all people.
In a family movie? Wow.
Yes,
Sorry, my leg was cramping up. I had to readjust.
it's okay. It's the only Ryan Reynolds movie that I think you can have anybody watch. Well, not anybody. You know what I mean? I like Ryan Reynolds, but it's the only one of his movies you can have kids watch. She plays the teacher that has cancer. Just surprise, spoiler. And anyway, it's a good movie. If you haven't, I mean, it's not the greatest movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's a family film that you can watch with your family, and it's not a bad movie. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha.
So I enjoy that movie, and the antagonist of the movie, who's not really an antagonist, it's hard to explain.
Gotcha.
I know him from a lot of stuff, but I would never know his name, and I didn't write it down. So good luck recognizing him.
What's it called again?
School of Life.
Now I gotta know.
Yeah, you recognize the guy.
John Aston, Andrew Robb, David Paymer. It must be David Paymer. Oh yeah, okay. It is definitely David Paymer, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm assuming so. You recognize him?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's kind of that he looks like he can play that scummy role, but he's not scummy in this movie either. He's just kind of a jealous rival that don't know what's going on with this other. Anyway, it was kind of like it was going to be my year, and then Ryan Reynolds' character takes over, and he's like, "What?" So anyway, it's a good movie. I've watched it twice without a family, just me. So, well, I have a family. I watched it twice. They did not watch it at the time. They were doing something else or something.
So you don't know if it's a good family movie?
Oh no, I would let them watch it easily.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's not. They haven't watched it because they weren't there. Will they like it? That all depends on taste. I can't say that. So.
Right. So we're on number 4, right?
Sure. Yes. Okay. Yes, we are.
Lion King. So I like you. I tried to avoid animated movies, but I'm throwing this one on there.
Especially ones with women in bikinis on there.
Yeah. I don't know. What are you talking about?
You know that, right?
No.
So his nose is a woman in a bikini.
Oh, come on. It's not. That's such a conspiracy.
Yeah, you're right. It's all I see now, though.
Now I got to look at it.
Yeah, look at his nose. His nose is her bikini.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yep. That's all I'm going to see now.
It's all I see.
Yeah. Huh. That's not even like a bikini. That's like a yeah. That's just like a pair of panties.
Like a G-string.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you have people that find out that stuff in every Disney cover.
Yes.
Pretty much.
And it's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
That's terrible. And all these family movies, I'm looking for all the references. But I do, and it entertains me.
So Lion King, yeah. Just a great story. It's a fun story. It's got some really fun characters. I mean, I imagine, I don't have kids, but I imagine Timon and Pumbaa are just huge with the younger audience, walking through the jungle singing and being buddies like they are, and you get Simba starting off young, which is cute, and then growing up. It's a good story. It's a fun story. Plus, you got James Earl Jones' voice, so
It
Yeah,
is a good story. I agree with that. My kids do not like the movie for some reason.
really.
Yeah, I don't know why. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, I enjoyed it. I've probably only seen it once.
Yeah. Well, maybe you need to go see the live show.
I
Maybe you'll
I'd
like
like
that
to,
better.
probably.
Yeah. All right.
My number
Number three.
three is We Bought a Zoo.
I have not seen that.
Oh, Matt Damon and Thomas Hayden Church. Is it Thomas Hayden
Yeah.
Church?
Yeah.
Lowell?
Yeah.
Yeah, just Scarlett Johansson. Uh, Good movie. My wife really likes this movie. I think this movie's okay. Uh, it's it's better than what I give it credit for, and probably not as good as what she does. So
Ah, gotcha.
it and it's based on a true story, loosely. I don't know how true.
Somebody once bought a zoo.
Yes, and made a movie. Combine them. Yeah, it's fun, I guess.
Oh, I have to watch
Well, I
it.
don't even know if it's fun. It's there's some heartwarming things in the movie. You know, there's no women in bikinis.
Oh man. Yeah. That's not very family like then. Nice. I'll have to check that one out. My number three. This is the only
What
Christmas.
movie
I
was
mean, this
that
could have been a
again?
list of probably 10 Christmas movies, but I only went with one Christmas movie, and that Christmas movie is Home Alone.
So I thought about this too because my boys love that movie,
Yeah.
and it makes
So
me mad because I do not.
yeah. I mean, it's it's kids love a kid beating up adults,
Yes,
and there's enough adult stuff in it to keep me interested as an adult. Um, so all the good stuff that goes to fits checks all the boxes for me for a family movie, and it's definitely one of my favorites. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, I have it written down, but no
that
number
is
next to it.
mine.
Number two, again, not meant for younger kids, but uh, Field of Dreams.
Oh, I was so close to putting that one on.
Yeah, I love the father son story in that movie. It's just a great movie. That the more I watch it, the more I get from it. I wish I got as much from it when I was 13 as I did now.
Yeah.
It's just a fantastic movie, and this might also have the 90s 80s PG because I don't remember anything.
I don't know what would make it.
Yeah, I can't think of any obscenities or
No.
maybe James Earl Jones pulling out the crowbar and threatening Ray,
Right. We have ghosts.
but yeah.
You know,
Anyway, it's just
spoiler alert.
what'd you say? I must have
Ghosts. It had ghosts. So
walked into the
maybe.
cornfield. My kids are like, we do that all the time.
Don't let them watch Children of the Corn.
Yeah, yeah. So this is one of probably my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Yes, absolutely. All right. My number two, Jurassic Park. So, I mean, this kids love. I mean, this made so many kids interested in dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Like, this really, really. Are there some scary spots? Sure. Are there some spots that aren't for young kids? Sure. But, uh, I mean, I think if your family is old enough to watch it, it's a fantastic family movie. It's for young adults, kids, older adults. Yeah, And
Yeah,
I just think it's
so
the
I
original
am
is just
really
so
looking
much
forward
fun.
to watching this movie with the boys.
Right.
But yeah, it can be really scary, I think. So that's going to be a tough one to knowing when to introduce it to them.
So if they can watch orcs and goblins, they're probably okay with dinosaurs.
Yeah, but there's a slight difference between them shooting an arrow at something than watching a dinosaur eat people.
Is it?
So I don't know,
Right.
but I'm looking forward to finding out when.
Sure.
And if it happens a little too soon, who knows? If they can't sleep for 3 months, Heather's not.
I watched Jaws. I think my parents watched Jaws with me when I was about 6, and I would not touch a bathtub for weeks. Like there was no way you were getting me in a bathtub. I remember specifically being afraid the shark was going to come out of the drain and eat me. So
Yeah,
it builds character though.
Yeah. To this day,
Taught me to like showers.
To this day, I still don't mind not bathing.
Yeah, it taught me to take showers. Yes.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
an interesting perk.
So that takes us to our number 1.
So this is my favorite PG movie of all time. It's probably my top 3 favorite movies of all time, and it's Galaxy Quest. And there is one thing in that movie that I don't want the boys to hear for a little while. But this is one that I also have to have on this list because it's PG and it entertains me to no end.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about this movie. It makes me laugh every time I watch it.
I think I've only seen it once. Years and years ago.
Sam Rockwell and Tony Shalhoub, or however you say his name, they have 2 very small roles in that movie, and they make me laugh every time they talk. Or it's fantastic. And then you got
that's two Wings references you've made tonight. So
Tony Shalhoub,
him and Thomas Hayden Church. Yeah.
They're both from that show. Yeah. So for my dad, he has one of the funniest. My dad laughs so hard when he watches an episode of Wings and he's talking about a girl he's dating, Tony Shalhoub is, and he's like, she's got the face like a jack-o'-lantern. And it just cracks my dad up, and I love it, and it makes me laugh every time. And I think he's a fantastic actor all the way around.
Yes. So the one thing I remember about Galaxy Quest is it was better than I expected it to be. Like I thought it was just going to be a silly spoof of that type of a movie, but it actually ends up having a really cool story to it. Like
there's just
it's not serious, but it actually gets past the slapstick spoof type stuff and turns into an actual movie at some point.
Well, it's a spoof only in it really celebrates the fans of science fiction is what it does.
Kind of like Scream is for horror, right? I mean, it makes fun of horror films while at the same time being.
But it's not making fun of science fiction. That's
no, I know.
Yeah.
Well, Scream is a little bit, but yeah, I know what you mean, though.
Yeah. So there's a documentary about the movie called "Never Give Up, Never Surrender." I've watched that almost as many times as I've watched the movie. It's something I put on if I wake up at 2 a.m. and I can't sleep, I go to the couch, I put that on. And I love it. I love everything about that movie. I love everything about that documentary about that movie. It's one of my favorite things ever. So I am not unbiased when it comes to that movie. I will not say a bad word about it. I find it amazing.
Nice.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say. Forrest Gump, great family movie. Did not make my list. My number one
Great.
is Toy Story. Bug. Sorry.
It's good.
Again, I tried to avoid as many animated as possible, but I mean, this. I'm trying to think. Other than being just a great story, I mean, kids love toys. Kids with imaginations can make their toys talk to them, and there's a good story for adults there. And this, was there anything before this that was like this was like the first big animated movie like this, right? I mean, this kind of kicked off the whole genre.
There
was stuff before, but
this was the first Pixar.
This was the first, and everything kind of stemmed from this. So,
I love this movie as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the one that was with my kids the longest. As far as how many times we watched it. Well, Super Mario Brothers is running up. Is pretty close to that now.
Did you buy Mario Brothers?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So if you divide by how many times my kids have watched that by what we paid for it, so we're right around the 2 cents a viewing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not joking. It was every day for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
that movie was on the TV.
So let me ask you this: I'm kind of getting away from the Toy Story thing. This is one of those things where you look in the future, and this was the first movie they saw in a theater, Super Mario Brothers. So that nostalgia is going to be with them. So even at the point where if the movie wasn't as good as people think it is, this is where we find with movies we like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you like me with Top Gun or it's the nostalgia of it makes it so much better. And I bet that that whole scene at the theater is going to make them love it. Having that memory make them love it more than they would have if they just saw it at home.
So the movie is very good.
Yeah.
Now I've only sat down and watched it the one time at the theater. I have caught bits and pieces of it since then, but and it was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love that movie.
That's awesome.
And Toy Story is, I mean, it's exactly the same. It takes something. I don't know. Yeah, that makes no sense what I was about to say.
I think kids can picture themselves in that situation, and they can dream that their toys were doing that. And
Toy Story, yes, I mean, I was in my 20s when that movie came out, right? When did it come out? 90? No, not 90.
Yeah, it was in the 90s. Let me see. 95.
So
we were 20. You were 20.
Yeah, I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
So, and I loved it the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, and just because there was the toolbox that falls on him in Andy's room says Binford on it, so there was all these little Easter eggs that you caught,
right?
Being an adult, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know, and then the Claw.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
Again, it has stuff for kids, and then it has stuff that only the adults are going to get. And that just makes a family movie, I think, in my opinion. It's got to have both of those things.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if there's things in there that only the adults would get that I can think of. Well, maybe.
You think your kid would get the Binford reference?
Well,
that's what I mean. Stuff like that.
Yeah. And I don't think most adults caught it the first viewing. It's not like it was blatantly obvious. But like the spinning head, the whole Exorcist at the end. I mean, they wouldn't pick up. So that's kind of for the adults. I don't know. It's just, and so many great characters. The
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head,
Oh,
you know, the army men going on the recon to just good stuff.
yeah, so much good stuff. And again, you could relate to so many of those toys. You know,
Yes. And
I
that's
played with most of those things when I was a kid, when I was young. And the army man, you always try to get them to fly just like that with the parachute, and you can never get them to drop like they were supposed to. They would always go out of control, and yeah,
yep.
those were the days.
Good movies.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's our top 10. Again, Jim's number 1 was Galaxy Quest, and my number 1, Toy Story. Our top 10 family movies.
so-
What do you got for honorable mentions here?
Oh, just for the record, like Toy Story, if I went with that animated movies, would probably be my number 2. I mean, it'll probably be my number 1 as well, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Sandlot, which I haven't seen enough to have on my list. So
Right.
I had Back to the Future, which again, I think you have to be older
Yeah.
kids. I had Home Alone. Secondhand Lions, which I've only seen once as well. Stuart Little. And that's it. That
Yeah.
didn't get covered.
Cool. Yeah, there's a lot from the 70s and stuff that, you know, Bad News Bears, those kind of shows
that's
that
not a kid's movie.
I don't know. Yeah. No, not necessarily young kids, but I mean, family. I guess you're talking. You know, what age is your family that you're watching this with?
Yeah,
So
there's just a lot of swearing in Bad News Bears.
yeah. Well, not the TV version. That's one I watched most recently.
Yeah, no, that I agree with. If you watch any of these on TV, probably pretty good.
Right.
I saw Deadpool on TV. It was fantastic and clean. I put it on at home for the boys, and I was like, "What?"
That's funny. Nice. All right. So, what do we got going on next time? Are we going to be around next week, you think, or what's the?
I imagine I can be.
Okay.
Just a quick shout out to Emmett. If we ever come up with 10 motivational speeches,
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Emmett. That's
we will get in contact with you.
like my list is would be 10 Ted Lasso speeches.
Well, mine
So-
would be 9 Ted Lasso speeches and the Independence Day speech.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I will, Emmett, that'll be an ongoing process of every time I remember a new one. If I happen to see it on TV, then once the total is 10, we're not just ditching you and avoiding, well, kind of avoiding it, but not, not maliciously. It's just, I mean, you could do your top 10 motivational speeches, and I could do like my top 10 funny scenes or something. I don't know. We could do a different topics that night, but no.
yes.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
I feel bad.
I feel bad too. Now, that's not why we haven't had a show.
No, it's not.
No.
Can we just quit because we can't?
Yeah,
We're just gonna quit because we can't come up with
It's just why we haven't told him we're back yet. So,
right. That's funny. Oh, hilarious. Oh man,
So that's
that
where
makes
we're
me
at, though.
smile. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we will
haven't
look
talked
for
to
something
next episode
next
yet.
week. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Like I said, I'm going to have a busy weekend. Thursday, Friday, all the campers are going to be coming in. The bar's going to get pretty full. Probably be working a little longer hours. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I should be off Sunday, hopefully, unless it gets really busy and they need me. And then Monday will be a good day for sure to do it. So,
On our family episode, we're talking about bars. We're talking about Porkies. We're talking.
Disney underwear, bikinis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not so much a family show as the topic is family shows. So I think families wear bikinis. I don't know. I've seen a lot of moms that wear bikinis. So
I've only seen one. Your mother, my
is it
children.
your mom or your kid's mom?
Yeah.
Hi, Jim's mom.
My mom thought. Yeah.
All right. On that note, we are going to say goodbye. This is man, I missed this. I really did. This was fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
I really enjoyed this, and let's not take 2 months off
We won't.
for a while. We won't. All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for watching Midlife Vices, episode 212. Don't call it a comeback. We will see you next time. Take care.